Oh, hey there. Sorry, I was just sweeping off my table. You know, a little bit like the Cleveland Indians and the Toronto Blue Jays did in their respective series. Can you believe that, folks? Well, first, let's welcome you in. I'm Brandon Swanson with MVP, talking ALCS. And many of you would say, wow, this guy's back again. He didn't know what he was talking about for that one wild card game. You're right. I looked nothing up. I was tired as hell. Would you have looked anything up? No. But, folks, I've been watching. I've been paying attention. How about that? So now you want to tune in. Now you want to know what I'm thinking. So I'll get right into it. Cannot believe that the Toronto Blue Jays swept the Texas Rangers. I really can't believe it. I thought Texas had a lot more firepower. I'm not saying than the Blue Jays, but I thought that at least Texas had enough firepower and the pitching to at least make it a series. They certainly did not. But the one thing that Toronto showed is they've got pop. They have pop. In Game 2, I believe it was, 4 home runs in the game. That's what's going to make Toronto very scary coming up on Friday. It's the firepower they've got. So many guys on that team can hit a home run at any single time. Any at-bat they walk up, they could hit a home run. And it looks like possibly Marco Estrada is going to be the guy starting on Friday night. I think that's going to be a great guy to start for Toronto. He's been solid. He's been a guy that you've wanted to turn to, I think, because he's really had some good pitching this season, at least in big games. I think that's been big for him, for Estrada, that's for sure. I think now turning things a little bit to the Cleveland Indians, being where the Cleveland Indians are right now, that is why you went out and you got Andrew Miller to be in the bullpen. Because without Miller, I would say that Cleveland's bullpen is flat up not that good. But you get Andrew Miller and he makes you really viable. He makes you dangerous. I think Andrew Miller is very, very good. I think that he will be a huge presence in this series because I think we may have some really close ball games. I think we'll have some really close ball games. For Cleveland, I can't believe that they swept Boston. I thought Boston was going to be the team that would meet the Cubs in the World Series. I really did. Didn't happen that way. Boston was unable to muster runs. Something that they've been able to do all season long. Score runs. They could not do that. The most they scored in a game against the Indians in the series was 4. Shut out in Game 2 and scored 3 in Game 3. Unfortunate for Boston. I wanted to see them really go far. But for the Cleveland Indians, I mean, what can't you say about this team? They've got the timely hits this season. And everyone's contributing. In Game 3 against Boston, Coco Crisp hits a 2-run home run. He had 3 home runs all season long against lefties coming into that at-bat. And he hits a 2-run homer to make it, at the time, I believe it was 4-1. Incredible. The Cleveland Indians have been so dangerous this season. The timely hitting by guys who you wouldn't even know. Tyler Naquin. He's been good. And I say Naquin because I think that was one of the guys that stood out to me this season. Played a pretty good outfield. Had a hot stick. Was swinging a hot stick at the plate, it seemed like, all season long. So many of these guys that Cleveland has, they don't have guys that are just going to go out there and have the big names and get the big contracts. They got the guys that go out there and win, and that's more dangerous. I think this is going to be a great series. I think that when it comes down to pitching, I would give it the edge slightly to the Cleveland Indians. When it comes to bullpen, overall, I would give it to the Blue Jays. Andrew Miller, obviously, you're giving it to the Cleveland Indians. That's huge. Of who's the best guy between both bullpens. It's Andrew Miller, no doubt. But when it comes to offense, who is it? The Toronto Blue Jays. However, the Cleveland Indians, a team that has had timely hitting all season long. I remember a game earlier in the season. I believe it was the Indians and the Blue Jays. I think it went to 16 or 19 innings, something like that. That's the dogfight that we are in for come Friday. That's the dogfight we're in for. Two teams back and forth, good pitching, then a timely hit to win it at the end. That is what we're in for in this series. But I'm going to give the slight edge to the Toronto Blue Jays in this series because of that extreme power and that each time a guy gets up, he can hit a home run. I'm saying that the Toronto Blue Jays win this in 7. Thanks everybody so much for tuning into this video. I think it's going to be a great series amongst the Cleveland Indians and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays thirsty to get back, well, to get close to the World Series, I should say. They almost got there. Last year they played Kansas City, actually right around this time last year, and it was a dogfight to the end, but the Kansas City Royals came out victorious on top. And right now, the Toronto Blue Jays, again, they are hungry to get back. And Cleveland, they're just hungry to be here. They're just happy to be here. But boy, oh boy, they're playing like a team that's been here before. It's going to be a good one. But thanks so much for tuning into this video, talking about the ALCS. It's going to be fun, folks. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to MVP. And make sure you check out all of what MVP has to offer. Make sure you go and check out the NLCS videos as well, done by, I believe, Mike Rankin. He's been doing a good job. He's been keeping up on all of it. And right now, folks, looks like dem Cubbies are getting there as well. So make sure you tune in, check it all out. It's going to be fun. Postseason baseball at its finest.